today's video, I'm going to be showing you through my bookcase and how I go about choosing books. From a minimal perspective, books are incredibly important in a homeschool. However, they don't necessarily need to be purchased. And well, that's my view anyway. Anything that I place on my shelves has a specific purpose and has a lifespan. Hello and welcome. My name is Tiffany and this is Hint to Life Homeschool. My channel is all about motherhood, homeschooling and organisation. I'm super passionate about child-led learning and creating a homeschool lifestyle. So if these are things that resonate with you, I would invite you to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you're enjoying the video, make sure you like it as well because it lets me know to make more videos like this as well. Books are a really emotional thing. It took me a really long time to get my head around how to let go of books. And I know that a lot of you struggle with that as well. I've had a few comments and a few questions around this topic, and that's what's prompted me to create this video. And I think it's probably because books are so beautiful and they can just kind of, I don't know, we feel like we need to have that. And often, sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I find in the past with books, I've found that I've purchased that book with the intention of something, to achieve something, and it's just sat on my shelf and I haven't actually actioned it. So I have that sense of guilt on that book, and I think that if I let go of that book, even though I'm not actually using it, if I let go of it, I'm letting go of that idea that I had that I really wanted to do. And then I feel guilty because it's like money wasted. It's something that I didn't action yet again, another thing on my list that I didn't achieve. All of these other kind of like behind the scenes emotions around those things. But the reality is that if it's taking up space on our shelf, and we're not using it, it's taking up space of something that we actually could use. And that's kind of the way I see it. I'm not saying every single book on this shelf is used every day or even every week, but they're books that we've purchased in order to complete a curriculum. They're books that we've purchased or been given from family members as well. So we're intending on actioning some elements to that book, maybe not everything, but we definitely want to use as much as we can that works for us. And I think that there are just some books that you are sentimental about, and that is okay. It's okay to be, to have something on a shelf just for sentimental value. But for me personally, I find that, that shouldn't be the whole bookshelf. For me, I think it needs to be maybe one shelf in the bookshelf for sentimental value, for a keepsake, for, maybe those kinds of books that are just classics and you want to start a collection of those classic books, but they need to have a containment. Like for me, I feel like it's really important to have an expectation around like, well, if I'm going to do this, if I really want to do this, why? And am I going to use them, or are they just going to be on display? And just have a full conversation with myself before I go and press that, add to cart button, because it's so easy to do. Every school year, when I pick out our curriculum or I choose, themes and things like that, I do a cleanup of my shelves. We really like to let our books breathe. It's a funny saying, but I really do like having space around our books. It's really, I feel like I notice them more. I feel like the kids notice them more. I like to have purposeful things to want to be drawn in to use as well around the books that are appropriate, things that we've made in projects and things like that. And I just feel like they're noticed more and they have more value on that shelf for not being, lost in amongst all the other books. Okay, so I'm going to take you through and just talk you through some of the elements of my bookcase that we have in our school area. So the top shelves I generally keep as our read-alouds. We don't keep all of our read-alouds, but generally I purchase them because we take a little bit longer to get through them, and often I'll just get stuck with the library and having to return things and all that sort of stuff. So I just find it easier to purchase our read-alouds. Some I just sell again and move on. Some I find secondhand, all sorts of things. So love finding secondhand books. They're fantastic, but generally I purchase them from new because they're just hard to find. Then we've got our little keepsake box. This is from Bunnings, I believe. It's got a little latch at the top here, and you can put things in there. I've just stuck some little bits and pieces that we've gotten from our little treasures with some blue tack so that they, oh look, one's fallen down. There you go. And then there's a little bird's nest that we found in the backyard that was definitely abandoned. So we thought we'd pop that in there. So this is kind of a nature theme that we've got going on. We really do. You can see that predominantly most of our books consist of nature themed. Even our read-alouds can be very nature themed. That's just how we roll. That's our passions, and we always tend to go with our passions. So I've got all of our nature, sort of nature science, earth science type stuff in here. I'm trying to group things a little bit more this year. Last year we had everything kind of everywhere, and I just tried to make it look pretty. But this time I'm really focusing on keeping things into more of a theme because I really wanted a visual on how much I actually had for each theme. And this has actually really helped me. I've been quite surprised of how much, I've got in history, for example. So this is like more history, geography area. There are some brilliant books in there. I may do a video just focusing on all of my favorite history and geography books because I tend to group them together. So this is the other side of the school table, and this shelf is a little bit more bare because I am anticipating some more books. So this is our little Peter Rabbit. We did a particular curriculum that covered Beatrix Potter, so that's why we purchased that, and we thought we'd keep it because it's so special, so more of a keepsake. So there are elements in this that we intend to keep for a really long time, if not forever. So this shelf here is kind of focused on, we don't have a whole lot. We definitely get art books and poetry and Shakespeare type stuff, drama, all of the arts is in kind of this focused area. We generally get those books from the library. They're just usually fairly expensive, and I find it much more economical to just get them out from the library. That said, it has given me a realization that I don't have a whole ton of stuff for that area. So I'm definitely looking into, getting a few elements to put in there too. But for now, we're doing quite well just with what we have. So we've got a little gratitude jar. We've got this Slumberkins, the Feels. This is fantastic. There is an app that you can get music, background music to when you read the book. I'll link it in the description box below because I cannot think of the name of it, but it is brilliant. And with this, Slumberkins has a little, this is like a little pillow, but inside it there's these little figurines, or actually they're stuffies. And they have all the emotions written on the back of them throughout the book. You can take them out and use them as props. The kids really love this program, and we do it over and over and over again. So then on this shelf, we've kind of got just a kind of curriculum that I've collected. This is our Grammar Galaxy. We've shelved this because, to be honest, we weren't loving it. We started out really loving it, but then it got very repetitive, and my kids just got bored with it. So we have shelved it for now. I'm still thinking about what to do with that. I wanted to really like it. So then we've got our, so I got a little math board games thing that's quite good. Dictionaries, thesaurus, and read-alouds, which are fantastic. Actually, read-alouds for my daughter. So she reads to me those books and she loves them. Got a little clock that Isaac put together. And now we use that for teaching time to my daughter. So then we've got our human body. We've got a little bit of a collection on that. We've also got some specific books for, you know, recognition, feelings recognition, all of that kind of stuff. Then down the bottom here, we've just got some manipulatives, some fun little things to create for nature tables, and some more nature books from the Jane Goodall Roots and Shoots program, which was amazing. We adore these books and we use them so much within our homeschool. So that is a run through of my bookshelves, what I have currently on my shelves. I cannot wait to share with you once we get the rest of our curriculum for the next year and what we're going to be adding in to kind of fill those gaps that we've kind of noticed have created. Different ways that you can get access to books without purchasing them. There are so many apps, and I'm going to list a couple of my favorite in the description box below that I found fantastic for finding those books that are very commonly, you know, requested in curriculums. And a lot of times you can find books that have been read from the author on YouTube. So look for YouTube and look for the books in YouTube. Usually they'll have like a flip through or a video of a flip through, or better yet, someone actually reading it. So you can use that avenue as well. But there are some really great apps that have a lot of books that you can kind of substitute as well. So I'm going to leave those in the description box below, because you really do not need to have to purchase a whole heap of books if you don't want to. So that's kind of my explanation around how I work through the decision process in whether I keep a book, even purchase a book, let alone keep it. And there's nothing wrong with purchasing a book, using it, and then moving it on to someone else that could benefit. I get so much joy out of passing a book on to someone, and actually so do my kids. When we finish a book, they're usually like, oh, such and such might like that. So it's kind of, I don't know, I feel like it's a thing that we love to share. So that's not necessarily, that's not a bad thing to have, to teach your kids as well, to think about things as though who could benefit from that. We have gotten so much joy out of it. Let's pass it on to someone. There are a lot of different ways of looking at books. And I know this is a passionate subject as well, and a lot of people have different views, but these are mine and this is what works for me. I've had a lot of questions around how I kind of keep a fairly minimal homeschool, definitely not minimalist. I know that. I know that. But I am working towards it, and I am really starting to feel like I'm making some changes in the way I see things and having some realizations. And I'm going to be sharing all of that with you over the next couple of weeks with some of the content that I'm creating. So thank you for watching. If you stayed till the end, I really appreciate it. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it. It lets me know that I can continue creating more videos like this as well, and showing you parts of our home and how we handle things and how we handle our stuff, more importantly. I'll be continuing creating some videos like this, where I show you through my thought process. So if you like that, let me know. If you have any questions, or if you'd like me to make a video about anything that you've seen as well, let me know. I'm more than happy. That's what I'm here for. I want to know what you are interested in seeing so I can create it for you. I'm really enjoying the journey that I've been going on with this YouTube channel. It has brought me so much joy to share what I'm passionate about and how I'm creating this homeschooling lifestyle with my family. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.